Hey YouTube, here doing a deck profile for my Dark Magician deck for post LEDD. So with the release of the Legendary Dragon decks, got a whole bunch of new support for Dark Magician. And I didn't want to post this video right after it came out because I knew everyone would be doing it. So I wanted to take some time, create a deck, run it a couple times, see how I like it. And this is one of my favorite, best builds right now. Still tweaks can happen with it, but this is why I like it so far. And some interesting tech choices I have. So without further ado, let's get into the deck profile. So of course I run 3 Dark Magicians, your standard. You can't have a Dark Magician deck without him, so having 3 helps you get your plays and get to your combos. Then I have 3 Apprentice Illusion Magicians, all 3 are from the Legendary Dragons deck. So pretty cool, this card helps you discard a card and then special summon her, add Dark Magician from deck to your hand. And then also, if it's in your hand or on the field, you can, if another monster gets attacked, you can tribute her to have the monster gain 2,000 attack. So kind of like an honest. So it's pretty cool. We run 2 Magician of Dark Illusions. Pretty cool card. If you're able to activate a spell trap card on your opponent's turn, then you can special summon this card from your hand. And if you activate a spell trap card or effect while it's face up on your field, then you can target one Dark Magician in your graveyard, special summon it. So it helps you get into your Dark Magical Circles, special summoning a Dark Magician. And this card counts as a Dark Magician while it's on the field. So it's very good to actually activate Dark Magical Circle. And then I have 2 rods. They're the commons from the deck. Unfortunately, these are the only 2 I have. And so I want to bump it up to 3 at times because normal summoning at a spell trap card that lists Dark Magician from your deck to your hand can be very useful because sometimes you need the spells and traps but you don't draw into them. So they're very useful cards. So I want to bump it up to 3 and maybe get the super rares, but I'll wait for now. Try it out. I still like where I'm at. Next we have 2 Palladium Oracle Mahads. Good cards to use because when you draw them, then you can actually reveal them, special summon them from your hand, and then if he battles a dark monster, then he then his attack is doubled, so it becomes a 5,000 attack. And then if he's destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon 1 Dark Magician from anywhere, so hand, deck, or graveyard, except banish. So if you go in a mirror match against Dark Magician, well then you have a light monster going against all these dark monsters. You have a good possibility of doubling its attack and making them stronger than the monster. And then if it gets destroyed, boom, free Dark Magician. Other techs I'm running in this deck, Sorcerer of Dark Magic. I really like this card because you can special summon him by attributing 2 level 6 or higher spellcaster type monsters. And so he helps during either player's turn when your trap card is activated, negate the activation and destroy it. So it actually helps stopping some of your opponent's spells and some of your opponent's traps. So very cool, useful card. I actually run Dark Magician of Chaos. Think about taking him out for a Magician's Rod. Only reason why is just because I don't get to actually summon him that often. But if he is summon, normal or special summon, and then during the end phase you can add 1 spell card from your graveyard to your hand. So it's very useful, but it's just not really, at least my deck build doesn't actually special summon him that often, so that's fine. And then one last for the monster lineup, I do 3 Chocolate Magician Girls. I'm like her because you can discard a spellcaster type monster and draw 1 card. And that spellcaster that you drop, you can actually, if she gets attacked, special summon it and then have your opponent's attack, which is very useful. So you have like a Princess Illusion. You can discard her. This allows you to draw 1 card. And then if she gets attacked by your opponent, then you can special summon her from your grave. And when she's special summoned, add Dark Magician to your hand. And with her, Dark Chocolate Magician Girl will also half your opponent's attack. So very useful tech. And then you have a free Dark Magician in hand, half your opponent's monster attack, and then have a special summon princess, and then you can use her to pop to have the Chocolate Magician Girl to gain 2,000 attack and get her even stronger. Then utilize her ability again and again. So very useful tech choice. And there are a couple times I've actually had 2 on the field, and so you're gonna see that rank 4s aren't actually part of my extra deck, which is fine. But we do what we gotta do for it. For spells, we run 3 Magical Circles. Helps you look at your top of your deck and then add a Dark Magician or add a spell trap card that lists Dark Magician in it, and then rearrange your deck, the top of your deck, where you like it. So very useful. Then every time a Dark Magician is banished, or sorry, special summon, you banish a opponent's card. So we try to special summon Dark Magician a lot in this deck, and so banish our opponent's cards. Very nice. I went 2 Itemises. I had 3 at first, but then a lot of times I would draw them. Even drawing 2 at times, I'm like, can't actually go into the special summon for my Dark Magician Dragon Knight. So sometimes having too much is not useful. So I see just with this, it helps us very out. Just gain 2, more consistent. I will have a 2-power Greed and Graceful Charity. Reason why is just because I do have a Lord of Darkness, but I do have 3, and those are for trade though, and so I use these as proxies because I usually mostly go against friends, and so we just use forbidden cards, utilize them. But if I had to, I have a Lord of Darkness to substitute them in, so it's just draw power, helping you draw what you need. But yeah, you can take these cards out if you're not going against friends, you're actually going in a competitive build with others. Take them out for a Lord of Darkness. It's just draw power. Illusion Magic, because sometimes you need to get a Dark Magician in hand, and so treating a spellcaster that's not needed and adding to, you need to get Dark Magician in hand. And then we have a Dark Magic Attack. Allows you to destroy your opponent's back row, very useful. And then tech choice I utilize because not every deck utilizes spellcasters is Secret Village of the spellcasters. Only running 2 because sometimes having even getting one of these is very useful, especially if your opponent's using spellcasters. So if it's like a mirror match or against Pendulum Magicians, sometimes it can be just a unuseful card in dead draw. So I have 2 of these, and I have side deck choices for these 2 cards. So we'll get into that when we do. For the traps, I run 3 Magician's Navigations. Allows you, when you have Dark Magician in hand, which you need to get, it allows you to special summon one of him from hand, and then special summon a Dark Monster spellcaster from your level 7 or lower Dark spellcaster from your deck. And so goes into any other plays you're looking for. Unfortunately, Dark Magician of Chaos and Palladium Oracle Hod do not count. So that's unfortunate. Right now I'm running 2 Eternal Souls. I just don't have 3. But 2's been working out decent, but might really want to bump it up to 3 so I can get more consistency and actually get the card with it. Allows you to special summon Dark Magician from grave or hand, as well as protecting it from spells and trap card or just effects of your opponents. And as well, you can add Dark Magic Attack or 1,000 Knives. I go for the Dark Magic Attack so I can pop my opponent's back row because I can get over most of their monsters. Other choices I have in this, and that's why I can drop out add another one. 2 Magic Cylinders, just an old tech choice I like. Fun card. Just having your opponent attack. Hey, guess what? Boom. You're actually taking out your own life points. 1 Dark Renewal in the event that I can get it out. Target one of my opponent's normal special summon monsters and one of my spellcasters and send both to graveyard. Especially one dark spellcasters from my deck or graveyard is very useful. Especially my opponent has made a big play. And I can or I try to stop them before they make a big play. Utilize this. Just make sure that we have to be careful with what cards are being activated because some of them can negate it and stop it, which is unfortunate. Mirror Force, because sometimes we might run into something that we don't have our board set up, so we need something to pop our opponent's back row opponent's monsters. And then 2 Solemn Strikes. I was fortunate enough to get 2, and so very useful stopping card effects and monster summons. Alright, so that's the whole traps. That's the main deck. Hope you liked it. For the side deck, some of my choices. I have 1 Dark Magician of Chaos. Just in case if I can figure out another way to get 2 out, then it's very useful for it. I also have 2 Dark Magician Girls. I was actually really putting her in, getting level 6. And so those are my other 2 check choices for spellcaster. Secret Village and spellcasters, but I can't. If my opponent just uses a whole bunch of spellcasters, or I really don't want to use them, then I have her because I do like going to rank 6 plays. As well as 2 Magicians Valkyria. Going to more rank 4 plays if I really wanted to and attacking those cards. But as well as stopping my opponent from attacking other spellcasters. So she's pretty strong with 1600 attack, 800 defense, so useful. I have a 3rd Itemize if I really need it, so we got that. If I add in the Dark Magician Girl, I also have a Dark Magician Girl Dragon Knight that I can add in with Itemize. And because I don't go into many rank 6 plays for the X disease, I have a Utopia Beyond. So if I do go into rank 6, I have him as an option. For sighting, I have a second Big Eye and a second Red Eyes Flare Metal. So just some tech choices that I utilize depending on what deck I'm going against. So that's the side deck. For the extra deck, we have 2 Dark Magician of Dragon Knight. Very useful card. Helps protect your spells and traps, and it also counts as Dark Magician. So very nice card to get on board. And then if it's engraved, it's Dark Magician on field and engraved, so you can actually special summon it back and just use Eternal Soul. Helps protect each other, and very useful card. We also have an Amulet Dragon in case I need to go into him for my opponent's spells and just get over some strong monsters, because this is a 100 attack difference, and so going to Amulet would be could be better. Just really depends. For the XZs, I have a 24, rank 6, and so I like him in order to, if he gets banished or sent to graveyard, then bring him back and then pop opponent's monsters. So the main way to deal with him is you have to get him back into the extra deck, which a lot of cards do not do, so it's very useful. We also have a Norito, the Moral Leader, just another good rank 6 play. During either player's turn, you can, when your opponent activates a spell trap card, you can banish detach 1 XZs from this card and negate the activation, and you do destroy it. So very useful stopping your opponent's back row. And then with her, rank 7 to have Ebon High and 2 Ebon Illusions, just very useful cards for Dark Magician. Very first set of XZ's material for it and support. We have a number 11 Big Eye to grab our opponent's monsters, which has been very useful at times. Gaia Dragon, we have the rank 6. Master 74 Master of Blades, we have a Red Eyes Flare. So very nice and useful XZ's monsters, as you can see. And then I also go into, because a lot of times I like to just play pre-link summoning, and so if I can, this is my board I'd make. And I also have the other side deck choices to actually add in if I want to with these. But if I do actual link summoning with my friend, and a lot of times I do, just so we do link format, so I actually still use these. But to help with that, I do for links, Link Spider, Proxy Dragon, and Decode Talker. Very useful cards to help me get more open space to special summon. Main thing I really want to get, because you need a normal monster. Hey, that's Dark Magician, you special summon him out a lot. With the other monsters, you can actually get them out and get a Proxy Dragon. Use both of these to go into Decode Talker, because sometimes you don't want to use all your effect monsters. So these 2 can help you just open up space. By getting Decode Talker on board, I have 2 open spaces where I can get a Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight, and any other XDs if I need it, which is very useful. So at least having one of him and Decode, he gets stronger, gets 500 attack, and you can actually have a card, send him to grave, and then if you have Eternal Soul brings him back, so it's kind of a recycling. Very useful deck. Useful tech choice that I've seen. And so I like the format and how it works. So that's my Dark Magician build. Let me know what you think. Like I said, I'm always trying to build it up, the decks, all my decks, and see how I can do better. And a lot of times I do like to go out the competitive ideas, see what people have to offer, but I also don't want to just make it plainly building their deck. I actually want to make it my own. So that's why a lot of times, if I really want to go in with my friends, Dark Magician Guild, just so that it gives me other plays like Dark Magician Girl Dragon Knight, which I really like. I really like Dark Magician Girl. She's one of my other favorite monsters in the game, and so very useful and fun choices. So let me know what you think in the comments below and how to make it better. Until next time,